Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Alex Paul from InvestorStream, and I'll be your host today. Presenting for you this morning is YPB Group Executive Chairman John Houston and Chief Operating Officer Martin Ross, who will provide investors with an update on the company's operations. Following the presentation, John and Martin are available for a short Q&A session. Please feel free to send in your questions via the question pane in the GoToWebinar control panel or email them to me at alex@investorstream.com.au. I know a lot of people have already taken up that opportunity, and I thank you for sending those through. You can also download a copy of the presentation by navigating to the handouts pane in the control panel. Finally, a copy of the webinar will also be available on YPB's website and social media platforms later today. But for now, I'd like to throw it over to John to kick things off for us. John, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Alex, and welcome everybody to our webinar. The subject of this is our new product, our exciting new product, Connect QR, which will unleash the revenue potential of self-service SaaS in our business. And Martin is driving the presentation, so we'll go to that. So we're entering a new rapid growth stage at YPB. We have our Connect family of products. It's now become a modular IP library, which is rapidly adaptable, and we've adapted that into the general QR code generation and management market. There are huge applications in industries. It's a truly global market, and we have efficient market access via web-based marketing, sales and revenue collection on the web. So essentially, Connect QR is going to be on 24/7 as a sales vehicle. It's rapidly scalable and highly profitable, given that we've developed this in-house ourselves. Minimal marginal cost growth. We can rapidly scale to profit with a very high profit margin, and Connect QR, we are already seeing, is an inbound sales magnet for our whole product suite, whereas in the past, as I'll describe a little bit later on, we had to essentially go out to customers. We're finding customers are coming into us now. Could we go to the next slide, please, Martin? So you may recall that YPB started as a Chinese tracer material science business. We've still got a good range of customers in China, and the tracer business is stable. However, what we've done in the last few years after COVID is try to become more of a global sales company through these web-based initiatives, and that's been successful in Peru, where we've got a rice packaging customer recently, EcoCan, which is our most recent exciting deal that we've announced, and of course we've had a history of basically marking products out of Australia to go into the Chinese market and protecting them against counterfeit with our digital platform. Martin, could you go to the next slide? And what I'd like Martin to do is run through some of our recent successes in really multiple industries and multiple geographies.
Thanks very much, John. It's an absolute delight to be here with everyone today. One of the things that the key takeaway is as we move through the presentation is that with the development of our new strategy, we're seeing our new strategy pay dividends with the recent wins of these customers. So the high-value nutraceutical space with Anthogenal, with the use of Brand Reporter, Adira in the contract packaging sector in Peru through the use of Protect Code, EcoCan, who operates in the recycling space through RVMs. That is an absolutely spectacular program being powered by Protect Code. And of course, recently in the USA, Pull Tab Gaming lottery space through our partner over there. And these four key recent wins again show the benefits of the new productization that we've embarked upon. So after 7 years and around $20 million worth of IP investment, we have re-productized the base of the business. So we've always traditionally had YPB Connect and our tracer side of the business. And we traditionally said, okay, well, look, we've got a Connect platform and we sold anti-counterfeit QR codes, or we sold physical tracer technology. What has been born out of COVID is really that reproductization. So on the left-hand side, you'll see digital transfer technology, and on the right-hand side, you'll see our physical technology range. And the key takeaway is that we've developed out of Connect QR, which is our new self-service SaaS product, Protect Code Plus, and Brand Reporter. And this is going to pay dividends from a point of view that each of these products become saleable arms of the business. Again, Connect QR being the most recent one, but we can see this new strategy paying dividends on the basis of the new customer acquisitions we've achieved through each of the product segments. So again, if we look at the high value nutraceutical sectors, that's through Brand Reporter. If we look at the contract packaging sector, that's Protect Code. If we look at the recycling industry, again, that's Protect Code, and the US gaming space is YPB Tracer. So absolutely delighted to share with you today. John.
So historically, we have been restricted in our ability to generate revenue because we've had to go out and get onto production lines and mark products and mark things with our physical products. That's why the words in the previous slide, digital transfer technology, is so important. We believe that Connect QR is our breakout revenue opportunity. It's targeted to a global QR management market that's grown virally with limited competition, and we can show you in a moment the where we stand in the market. It's pure self-service SaaS online distribution. We're doing direct ads on the Meta suite of products. We're using SEO, and Martin will explain a little bit more about that presently. We've got a highly scalable revenue model. It's on 24/7 to accept revenue, which is exciting for us. And it's superior to competitive offers on technical feature and cost and ease of use grounds. Why it's pivotal for the company is that we've developed this fully in-house, so minimal cost growth. We can rapidly scale to profit with a high profit margin. And as I mentioned earlier, it is an inbound sales magnet for our whole product suite, and we've already proven that in the short time that Connect QR has been out there. And just to remind attendees that we were a pioneer in QR technology since 2016, and we've issued and managed 250 million codes on our Connect platform. So we've got an extremely robust and proven platform operating in an AWS cloud. We first acquired QR code IP in 2016, and we spent probably the first 5 years trying to explain to people what QR codes were. Now everybody knows what a QR code is. But that history for us has been really important in basically proving to customers that we can scale, and we've got a very robust platform. And we now provide QR solutions to brands globally in many different industries. So it's a really fascinating development that we've been able to pioneer and now participate in. So we wanted to make the point that really the pandemic started a global surge in QR uptake. And as I said before the pandemic, we had to explain to people what QR codes were. Now everybody knows what a QR code is. Every smartphone is now a QR code reader. QR codes quadrupled in 2022, with one competitor's codes scanned 6.8 million times that year. A huge number of US consumers believe that QR codes will become part of their smartphone use, and QR code usage is surging across many industries. And I just ask people to go out into the street and see, you know, QR codes popping up on plumbers' vans, on advertising. It's a very, very exciting, rapidly growing opportunity. And
if we look at that space, John, what is fascinating is if you look in the last couple of years, there's been a 92% uptake in QR code usage in hospo. To your point, we're also seeing QR codes used not only on plumbers' vans and park benches, but more importantly, what's known as out-of-home advertising. and they're very, very, very quickly emerging onto TV content through YouTube and public broadcast channels. And you look at the way in which Connect QR gives us access to those markets, it's going to make it simple and easy for those brands who want use of QR codes to get access to it for those media. So, you know, you look at things pre-COVID, people always thought, oh, well, you know, QR codes, maybe they're not here to stay. This is social proof that of nothing but that QR codes are here to stay, even so which the packaging has been mandated to move more towards 2D barcoding in the future. But more importantly, that our product offering, not only with Connect QR, but with Protect Code and the work we've done in Brand Reporter, it fits succinctly into these markets, including FMCG markets as well, fast-moving consumer goods. John, I might just get you to talk a little bit about how it's giving us access to the larger market as a whole.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. So I wanted to describe to you our historical business, and with Protect Code, we had high volume users, mainly export focused, with a pretty small customer base. We don't have a great deal of customers in our Protect Code. And one of the reasons is that we've had to heavily integrate it into production lines, and they were unable to be contacted really during COVID. Connect QR, if you look at that little pyramid, we're going anywhere in the bottom base of the pyramid. So we're looking at Connect QR to be a smaller ticket size per revenue customer, but the opportunities are absolutely, they are close to unlimited for the number of potential users of QR codes, and we can explain that a little bit more, you know, further down the track. But for example, in Australia, there's 2.6 million small businesses, according to the RBA. And so if we were to just get 0.5% of those small businesses to adopt our QR code generation and management solution, we would be incredibly successful. So this is a different strategy, and the strategy, as we are seeing it already, is working. Martin, could you just go to the next slide, and perhaps you could take this one on?
Yeah, sure. Look, what I just might say to these two slides here, just to add to what you're saying, is if you look at the way in which the new strategy is changing, especially in combination with Connect QR and Protect Code, and John said earlier that we see Connect QR being that magnet for our other product offerings such as Protect Code, Brand Reporter, and alike, is that we've recently had customers sign on to Connect QR, again, to use in the FMCG sector. They're seeing the benefits of Connect QR, and for their export range of goods that are currently integrated into high-speed packaging lines, they are going to look at using Protect Code. So for their locally distributed product, Connect QR is going to work for them, but for their high-valued export target goods, they want to naturally move to doing serialized codes. And that's one area in which I think it's really important to share with people the benefit, or the early benefit, that we're already seeing with the implementation of Connect QR and how that's going to help us get onto more production lines. And look, this case study clearly shows the incredible benefits our brands are seeing in the usages of QR codes. And to those who aren't familiar with the benefits and the way brands do use them, if we look at where a brand has initially implemented a QR code onto their product, right, they've achieved a number of things. The first one is obviously the increase in consumer engagement across their stock keeping unit range, which is where the QR codes go on the product and then gets printed and sent out to market. That's a huge increase, and what that actually helps brands is understand where the visibility of their consumers are, because typically the way it works in packaging and the way it works with brands is that they have an understanding of where their product goes to a distributor, but from a distributor out into the market, they lose a lot of visibility just through the complexities of the supply chain. Our technology gives the power back to the brands to understand where their product's being scanned. So that helps sales teams and their distribution partners negotiate better rates. They have an understanding, do they have markets outside of their typically sent markets? So we've been a Australia export business, but we've discovered new countries for clients, and they've been able to then position their product within those regions. The scans show the brands where the consumers are actually engaging. So they might be getting 50,000 scans a month on their product line with an average of 45,000 consumers engaged per month. But what they're actually seeing is circa 5,000 customers re-engaging with the same product packaging. And what that could mean is, depending on how they've got their campaign set up, that could come down to reordering of the same product, discovering new products within the range, or wanting to understand more about the benefits of that brand. And again, what that value payoff is that it turns our technology not to an added cost, but immediately to a value add for marketing teams, because what are they missing out on if they're not using this type of technology? I think that's really, really important for people to understand. John, maybe you just want to share about the other players within the Connect QR space.
So look, we've selected these three. QR Tigers out of Singapore, Bitly is out of Europe, and Unicode, formerly Beacon Stack, is out of the US. And in the short life of QR code platforms, some of the usage numbers and the revenue numbers are staggering. These are all self-reported by the companies. We're the only listed company that I can identify that has a QR code generation and management platform or solution, and therefore I think the possibilities of this are so exciting for us. Martin, could you go to the next one?
Yeah, sure.
So I'll start with this and just say that, look, Martin has come into our business in 2019, and he's been instrumental in changing the face of the business. And so I wanted to take you through the historical and what the future is for the business from a business point of view, and hand over to Martin there.
Yeah, sure. So look, again, what have we changed? If you look at the way the business was a couple of years ago, people had the understanding that we were just an anti-counterfeiting business. What do you do? Oh, we do anti-counterfeit. And we sold QR codes out of a platform. How did we do it? Well, we did some online sales. It was a lot of exhibition, cold calls, and direct mails. We also worked in the direct to sales representative space. So what we've tried to do is, in the past, before we reproductise, is we tried to use sales teams of existing businesses to be the arms and legs. So that's really what they call a outbound marketing initiative rather than an attraction strategy, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. Because we were an integration only business, so that meant that whichever technology you previously purchased from YPB, we needed to integrate typically into production lines. That is with our legacy Connect business. That meant that lead times were long, and it was the same in terms of our tracer technology business. So we've got some wonderful reference customers that we work with across the globe, but typically it's a slow enterprise style of sales process. And if brands are going to do heavy changes to their product offering or product packaging in the anti-counterfeit space, you are typically looking at years. Which means the marketplace for YPB traditionally was only those large export and ultra high volume customers. We're talking in excess of 500,000 to 1 million marks per production run. If we look at the way we've re-engineered the business, and that's very much what we've done, we've created a suite of product portfolio out of our current Connect business. Again, Protect Code, Connect QR, Brand Reporter, to name a few. Connect QR is our fully fledged self-service SaaS product. So that means that we're targeting any single brand who wants to put a QR code on their physical media, their billboard, their out of home, their bus shelter, you name it, we're targeting them through our digital sales strategy. That in turn is going to open up more opportunities for us, because they're going to then learn the benefits of the other products that YPB offer within their umbrella of solutions. Having Connect QR launched in market that gives us a key opportunity to start working on search engine optimization and digital ads marketing. One of the big things I've done since coming on as Chief Operating Officer is that we've developed an in-house marketing strategy to help people understand the benefits that they can get out of using our technology, both on their physical media, their FMCG, or even with our legacy technology as well. If you look at the way sales are now handled, because again, of Connect QR being this key product, it's all self-service. So if you want a product from YPB and it's a QR code, you can go to connectqr.ai, you can register for an account, and you can download a QR code. From an investor's point of view, anyone who registers and uses our feature-led pricing model, that is revenue for the business, starting at about $6 US a month. The lead times are cut in, cut in half is the wrong word, but they're sped up instrumentally, because it means that we're conducting a high frequency of self-service sales, and we've moved to an attraction strategy. So we're no longer relying on big sales teams from other partners to try and sell our technology. We're using a digital ad strategy to draw the right target market to people that are going to get the benefits of our product directly to our website, and we're charging them for those features. And again, the volume, we've moved from mainly high, large exporters. They're still our customers and they are still a focus of the business. But to John's slide previously, we've gone into the mass volume market as well, again, through the use of Connect QR. And how do we stand apart from the other people in market? If you look at Unicode, QR Target, and Bitly, they offer static or dynamic QR codes only. That means that brands who use those types of technology, there's no way for them to go up or go down throughout that ecosystem. The benefit of people using YPB's suite of products is that they can either start with a static QR code for free, they can move into the dynamic offering through Connect QR. Then if they then see the benefits of dynamic QR codes and they're an ultra high volume producer that need more SKUs within their offering, they move specifically to serialize. And then of course you've got track and trace that can log into their ERP systems for supply chain management. So we are creating a confluence program within our suite of products to keep brands within the YPB ecosystem. John, maybe I'll get you to talk a little bit about how we're offering the best feature-led offering in market in terms of pricing.
Okay, so Martin developed with our team a very comprehensive go-to-market strategy, and so what we've done is, of course, looked at the entire marketplace, and what we wanted to do is offer more for less. There are different approaches to volume by region and by competitor, but our offerings on the left-hand side, and what we have done is, for example, if you're looking at Unicode, we're 99 cents more, but you get 7 more codes in the starter plan. We are very competitive with Unicode on the next level of the plan, and about the same as QR Tiger. So you can see there that this is actually a more for less strategy, and we think that the customer is going to blend at about US dollars $15 to $16 per month per subscriber, and with the number of potential QR code users out there, this is a very, very exciting revenue opportunity.
Look, you touched on a really, really good point there, John, in terms of that sort of lux for less, or the feature-led, is that it's important when you start, well, not important, when brands start looking, right, because all brands will start researching the use of QR codes on product packaging, for example. It's really, really important for these brands and marketing teams, if you look at the way that we are in terms of the marketing teams and so forth that are going to use this technology. Number one, it's not just about the QR code number, it's about the features that they get per tier on offering. The second thing that I think is a real key takeaway in this is that they're not just stuck by using a static or dynamic QR code with YPB. There's other products and solutions within our portfolio that enable brands to stick with the business So they're not just going to focus on, okay, am I 99 cents or $1 more expensive for X, Y, Z? It's more, how can we make sure that if we're going to roll this technology out onto our product packaging, that we can future-proof ourselves? And that's very much what we've done within the offering, that we're not just a one-trick pony. I just thought that was important just to add there, John.
Thanks.
That's all right. In terms of regulatory, I don't want to spend too much time on this because I don't want to send our learned shareholders and interested parties to sleep. But the FMCG, or what's called the CPG, Consumer Packaged Goods Market, that is currently going through a huge revolution. Typically, when you go out and purchase products and you look at anything to do with a POS, point of sale good, they've got a one-dimensional barcode on it. Like it or not, because if brands don't like change, they're going to like extinction even less. The world is moving away from that 1D barcode and they're going towards a 2D barcode, which means all the POS systems in the world, globally, whichever way you want to look at it, there is software being rolled out through the course of each year to update these POS systems to read 2D codes. Now that's being driven by GS1 global standards. That means that the global packaging market is going to get more sophisticated. It's also going to continue to grow as we enter a new age of consumerism. There is over 1 billion products of 1D barcodes in marketplace, and that is going to move over to 2D codes again because of the regulatory change. Connect QR, if you look at it from a technical point of view, it generates 2D barcodes. So when and as the change happens to what's called digital link, Connect QR is ready to assist those brands that are updating their product packaging that are going to need to put a QR code on their product in place of the current 1D barcode. So we have really worked on positioning YPB, not only to help future-proof brands, but also future-proof our offering throughout our digital transfer technology. Because whichever product you buy from YPB, it will be GS1 ready when the time comes. John, to you.
All right, so so far in 2024, this is a really important year for the company. As Martin just pointed out, there's a mandatory global shift from 1D to 2D codes on packaging, and that makes all the work that we've done over the past 5 to 7 years in this space very, very relevant and really exciting. The role of QR code generation and management platforms is here to stay. But we are going to show the market that we can generate global sales through SEO without having to send sales reps out as we've had to do in the past. And already we've got great traction across multiple industries so far in 2024. And Connect QR definitely is capable of transforming our business. So with that, I'll just go to the next slide and remind you of who we are, and then we can go to questions. So we still have the same board that's been in place since pretty much the beginning. Jared Eakin, George Sue, myself as chairman and founder, and Martin Ross, who's been instrumental in driving this fundamental change in our business. So thank you very much. We have had some questions come through earlier. Alex, would you like to mediate the question and answer session?
Absolutely. Thanks, John. Look, we have had a number of questions come through. The first one I'll address to, I think I'll address this one to John to start. Are you using AI in your SEO, or do you have plans to do so? And can you just expand on that?
Certainly. Yeah, I'll ask Martin to. Martin's the marketing guru here, so let's hand it over to him.
Thanks, John. Look, the short answer to the question is yes, we are using AI, but let me delve into that a little bit stronger. In terms of our SEO and digital strategy, we're using AI algorithms provided by our suite of digital agencies that not only targets businesses that are more than likely to utilize QR codes or QR codes related products. But it's also targeting people through cooking analysis that have already sort of viewed our products in the past, and then it sort of follows them around in a way in terms of anchors. So our products become really, really sticky to those people who want to use it, and that's using a form of AI-based search term algorithms, Alex.
Thanks, Martin. So I guess further to that, a bit more broadly, how are you future-proofing the use of AI in your product offerings?
Look, it's a very, very good question. YPB throughout the course of this year will be releasing a number of new product milestones specifically tied not only to Connect QR, but our Protect Code offering, which is going to enhance user experience through the use of artificial intelligence. But I really want to make this clear, is that the products that are presently out there that utilize AI or that help brands utilize AI within their tools or suite of products, it is incredibly difficult to use them. If you look at the way in which that we've released Connect QR and the way in which we've re-released Protect Code and things like Connect, we've wanted to have the simplicity of Apple to use them, but the checklists of McDonald's. So we've kept that in mind when we're designing and developing these tools to help brands use AI in the business. But all I can say is that watch this space, but YPB is definitely future-proofing our offering, but making it simple for users to use that offering in the AI space, Alex.
Thanks, Martin. Now, on slide 16, you mentioned that you're just intending to differentiate Connect QR versus Unicode and Bitly, etc., by volume and price. However, It's not clear what the price is for 201 to 599 codes. Could you just talk us through what the price strategy is if over 600 codes are purchased, and maybe could you just sort of clear that up for us if you can?
Yeah, sure. I'll start off with the easiest one. It's $34.99 per month. If you go anywhere above, say, 200 to 600 price point. I want to say this, is that earlier in my presentation, I said Connect QR is not just a pricing strategy around how many dynamic QR codes you can get from us. It's designed to be feature-led based. So you might only need 2 or 3 codes, right? However, you may want the features that the higher tier offer. So you're going to have no choice to go up to that higher tier to get the deep and rich analytical features and data that brands are going to want. So again, for pricing, it's $35.99 per month. In terms of how differentiation, it's not just a pricing strategy for us. It's very much designed to be feature-led, Alex. Or to the person who asked the question. So you can have the world's best features that the platform offers. However, you'll need to pay for that higher tier of offering. Over.
Thanks, Martin. Now you intend to sell and distribute through a self-service platform, which is great. But this particular investor is keen to understand a couple of things. Firstly, I'll start with them in order. Firstly, what is your go-to-market strategy?
Yeah, sure. We developed a go-to-market strategy prior to the launch of Connect QR. So all this originated during, I guess you could call it the COVID years. We wanted to look at ways in which that we could still get onto production lines, but easily get access to the market. So that's when the GTM was born. If we look at the way in which the GTM was developed for Connect QR, we looked at the current offerings in market, how hard they were to use, how were they implemented, and B, what features were involved in terms of the release and in terms of price and how many QR codes you got. The last piece to that was really how we tie it together and get access to those users, which then form part of our digital strategy and our physical media strategy as well. So again, we looked at pricing, we looked at features, we looked at how to deliver it to the market, and then we also looked at how to target those users to our product. Because what we see is that as soon as we get those users who want to use the technology to our platform, it's going to be an absolute no-brainer. And that's what our early signs have showed us, that brands that are looking at the other offerings out there and then come to us, it's almost an instant win because we've made it simple and easy for brands to engage with the technology and develop and use a QR code. So that all was part of our GTM.
Okay, so then the second part is what are your forecasted revenues for this financial year?
So look, I'll take that one on. We don't issue revenue guidance at the moment, and if the board resolves to issue revenue guidance, we will announce that through the ASX platform. But currently, it's a little bit too early to accurately forecast revenue. However, it's pretty easy to see if you take some numbers and multiply it by what we believe our plans will blend at about $15 US per month. And paid by Visa and popular automatic payment services. We think that our plans will blend at that 15 odd US dollar per month, and when we get a better idea, we've only been going for realistically for 30 to 60 days. We may consider to issue revenue guidance, but we are not doing so at the moment.
Thanks, John. And finally, as part of this question, what percentage of market share do you envision being owned by YPB by the end of 2025?
So our go-to-market strategy is global digital ad strategy combined with SEO, as we've said before. It's less than 60 days from release, so it's a little bit too early to know. But I mean, if for example, we believe that there are probably a couple of million, companies or individuals engaging with the competitors. If we were to gain 5% of that marketplace, this would be an incredibly successful product launch. And a major success for the company. Again, I mentioned earlier that the RBA suggests there's 2.6 million small to medium enterprises in Australia. And so if we got a half of 1% of those, and we're the only major platform operating in the Australian market, I mean, just do the math on $16 and $15 a month US, it's got the potential to be a major success.
John, can I just add to a little bit about the pricing strategy and how we've developed it? If you come to Connect QR, right, to use one of the packages that we've developed, and you're a brand who's going to use more than the allotted codes that we're advertising on site, that automatically sends them to an enterprise model. And that enterprise model actually encourages the brands to reach out to us directly. That enables us to do due diligence on the brand, understand the brand, what they're looking to achieve. Because typically, if you're a brand who needs more than 600 dynamic codes, they're an ideal candidate for our MOQ-based product, Protect Code, which is the serialization offering. So again, we've tried to tie everything together in terms of offering a world-class leading market to get access to as many people who want QR codes as possible. We want to lock them into our ecosystem and then provide upsells throughout their journey. And then where possible for those bigger volume brands, we want to shift them to our Connect QR offering onto our Protect Code serialization offering because we want to be known as a brand that is sticky. So once they sign up with us, they essentially become a client for life on the basis of that product. I just hope you don't mind. I just wanted to add a little bit more colour to that strategy, John.
Thanks, Martin. Alex?
Yep, we have a couple more to finish, guys. Will Motive Micro integrate with Connect QR? And if so, when will that happen?
So, look, Motive Micro is a separate, it's really a separate product. The whole concept of Connect QR is self-service SaaS, basically an inbound, sales magnet for our other products. Motive Micro is a physical product, and we will announce to the market our plans for Motive Micro when we go to our next phase of that product. But it's really a different strategy, and a different marketplace to Connect QR. Connect QR is not about anti-counterfeit or brand protection. Connect QR is all about consumer engagement, and this is the line of least resistance, and our technology pathway has led us there, and it's led us away from brand protection, which has been a very difficult product to monetize, and it's taken time to monetize it. We will still work on our Motive Micro, and it'll be coming up for relaunch in the near future or during this year, but it's a completely different marketplace.
John, I just wanted to add to your point there, is that we've developed in our productization, you can have every one of our products that we offer, right? They're all there. Tracer, Motive Micro, Brand Reporter, Protect Code Plus, Connect QR. If you look at the way in which where the strongest inquiry is throughout the business, brands, they want to understand where their end consumers are, and they want to be able to do that simply and easily. Motive Micro is there for brands if they want to integrate it with their existing QR code strategy or their existing physical product strategy. We are simply developed, and we're simply offering the products within our suite that brands want to take. So if they want Motive Micro and they want to use that for their brand protection team, it is there. If they want to use that in conjunction with the QR code, it's also there. We're just providing products in market that are going to have the most traction and as quick as possible to provide a return to shareholders, which we're working incredibly hard to achieve for everyone, all stakeholders.
Thanks, Martin.
Thanks, Martin. Two questions to finish. Firstly, I think overall, what's changed in your view with your productizing offerings over the last year or so? And I guess what's driven those changes, and how does that project forward for you? John, I might ask that one towards you if I can.
Sure. Look, we started off as a brand protection or anti-counterfeit company, and to this day, it is surprising how little money major brands spend on brand protection. Where it'll go in the future, I don't know, but some of the biggest brands in the world spend a ridiculously small amount on brand protection. So the biggest thing that we have learned after COVID is that we have a wonderful platform, and we've invested a significant amount of money in this Connect platform. And the reason why people are really taking that on is not to protect their product anymore. It's really for the consumer engagement. And we've basically strategized that what a great opportunity it is for us to maintain our focus on anti-counterfeit and brand protection, but go into a new marketplace where the products absolutely dovetail into the needs of the market. So that would be one of the biggest things. Martin showed you a slide before, and he had on the left-hand side digital transfer technologies and material science products, which is how we started. We started with an uncopyable tracer, and we have Motive Micro as well. They are products that you have to ship to an end user. It's got to get onto a production line, and what we found in COVID was that not only could you not ship things during COVID, you couldn't get onto production lines, and I think the world has seen the fragility of production lines from COVID. So we developed this digital transfer technology, and our main revenues, I believe, in the future are going to come out of digitally transferring something. So instead of making some ink and putting Motive Micro into it and mixing it and sending it by air or ship to a customer, we create a digital file of codes, and we email it to a customer who then integrate it into their production line. It is so simple, so easy to do, so now easy for consumers to engage with. It's a fantastic strategy, and that's our big change in the last 12 to 24 months.
Thanks, John. And just to finish, can you just provide an update with, I guess, YPB's potential near-term milestones or developments that you can, or any milestones or developments that you can share with us today?
Yes. Well, actually, Martin, would you like to go to that from a product point of view and sales point of view?
Yeah, sure. So within the first, I should say within the next couple of quarters, there's a number of milestones which we've got in development and booked for Connect QR. Again, this is going to make sure that we are providing a world-class, best-in-class product for our self-service SaaS users. But since I've been asked, I wouldn't mind just touching on EcoCan, because that's really been a customer win which has been born out of the new strategy that we've deployed. So that would not have occurred within the business if we hadn't redeveloped our digital marketing offering, we hadn't developed an in-house marketing campaign team, and we hadn't re-released Protect Code in market, which makes it simple for these ultra high volume users to use the technology. And what we've been able to provide to EcoCan is really a world-class product. I really encourage the participants on the webinar to keep a close eye on that, because we'll be providing some updates to that later on in the period as to how that solution is going to be rolled out. But it is so easy to access those ultra high volume producers. And what we've essentially developed is technology that will stop double redemptions of recyclable material. So if we look at the way in which that market works, it is a key market, right? Because they have such an issue with trying to get what's known as PET, virgin PET that's produced, back into the recyclable supply chain. And so what we've done is we've worked with our partners to tie in our technology into the RVM machines, that when those cans, bottles, be it glass or plastic PET, get returned to the distribution centre or get returned to the RVMs by the consumer for their refund code, we've actually made it possible to stop double redemptions of those products. So what that means is that I can't go to an RVM, return the bottle, somehow get that back and go to another RVM and return the same bottle, sort of doubling my return on that bottle if it were. Using our Protect Code technology, we've been able to put a bar to that, and there's some of the big milestones that we've got coming out in terms of updates. John, over to you.
Yeah, look, I'll just actually add to that a little bit, in that in terms of our strategy and where we're going to see milestones coming up, is that we probably thought, 15 years ago, 12, 15 years ago, that governments may mandate anti-counterfeit solutions, and they haven't. So it's completely up to a brand whether they want to use anti-counterfeit solutions in their marketplace. In the recyclable PET, recycling industry, that's now becoming mandated by governments. Next time you pick up a bottle of water or a Coca-Cola can or a wine bottle, you'll most likely see 10 cents redeemed for this vessel at a recycling centre. That's been driven by governments. The exciting thing about our move into this space is that the need for this is not it's whether the brand wants to do it or not. The brands are being forced to do it. And here we've been able to develop a fantastic solution using our proven product and proven platform to go into this market. I believe that we'll see milestones in there, and there's some really great milestones coming up for Connect QR to make us even more competitive than we are at the moment with the other major players in the market, and some very exciting ones coming up, I might say.
Thanks, John. Martin, well, look, that's all the time we have today. Thank you all for joining me, and I'd also take the time to thank John and Martin for presenting for us. As I mentioned before, a recording of the webinar will be on YPB's website and social media platforms later today. John, before I let you go, do you have any final comments to leave with us today?
No, look, I think we've said it all, but watch this space. This is a new company. We are talking about a completely new narrative and a new go-to-market strategy, and we believe that we'll be able to excite not only investors but also our customers with our solutions. And we are planning an AGM soon, and you'll see some major changes which are going to be very exciting for the company. So we thank investors for coming onto this webinar today, and thank Alex for hosting us on his platform. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, that wraps it up for us here. Thanks, John, Martin, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. All the best.
Thanks. Bye now.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.